Okay guys, so today we're going to make a new activity, and for that you will need some paper. I recommend you to have at least 2 pieces of paper, white paper. Another one that can be a notebook paper or a draft paper like this one. Pencil, you may need also scissors, eraser, and some markers, I think. If you have colors instead of markers, that would be okay, but that's basically what we're going to be working with. So I'm going to start explaining the process right now. The first thing that you're going to do is that you are going to take one of the papers, the white papers, and you're going to fold it into the middle, this way, okay? So take it vertically, fold it into the middle, and that's it. Put it aside. You don't need this anymore at this moment. Now, do you remember this paper? That was the notebook paper or any other paper that can be used as draft. In this paper, you're going to make a very simple drawing with your pencil. So right now, I'm going to stop here. I'm going to make a quick drawing, and I'll be right back. This is the drawing that I made. You see that there is no much detail. It is just a random drawing of whatever you want. So I wanted to make like a countryside landscape, and this is the result. So it is time for you to do the drawing that you like, whatever you want. Now, if you see here, I have different elements in my drawing. I put a number on each of them. For example, I'm going to put a number 1 in the sun, a number 2 here in the barn, and number 3 here, like in the background, like everything that you can see but looks afar from you, like the mountains, these houses that are like far away from where you are. I'm gonna put another one in tractor, and I'm gonna put another number here in my characters, the farmer and his dog. So you can decide how many elements you have. Try to keep it simple, don't make too many elements. And what you're going to do is that you are going to make again each one of these ones in the paper that you fold before. Remember this one that was folded? So what you need to do is to take the paper like this, horizontally in landscape, and you are going to make each of these things here. Now, of course, now you have half of the space to create it. So you have to make sure that you make them smaller here on the paper. Another thing that I want you to see, for example, here, the tractor is being covered by the farmer. But when you put it here, you're going to make it complete. What we're going to do now, guys, is to start transferring these drawings to the paper. So I'm gonna stop again, and I'm gonna see you in a moment. I finished making my drawing. So first of all, I have to confess that I made a mistake here. I don't know if you realize that this was 1, 2, this was 3, and then this one was 4, and then this one was 5. I didn't make 6, I did 5. So what I made, if you remember, was to transfer this into the new paper. So this one. What I did was to fold it and smaller, create back everything that I had. So first was the sun, then was the barn, this one. Then were the mountains, and if you see, I didn't make them, and you will see the reason why in a few seconds. Then 4 was the tractor, and finally 5, it was the farmer and his dog. So if you see, now I have them here. They have no order. It is not that similar to this one. Actually, the barn is on top of the sun and everything. But the important thing is that every element that I drew is smaller than half of the paper, because we're going to organize this once again. So this drawing, it was just a guide. If you want to get rid of it, it's okay. You are not going to need this anymore. Now, I told you that you needed 2 white pieces of paper. So now I'm gonna take the other one, and just as I did with this one, I'm gonna fold it and divide it in 2. After I do that, I'm gonna put the paper away, try to make it as precise as possible. There you are. And I'm gonna put this away for a moment, and I'm gonna cut out all these shapes. So I take scissors and I start cutting out every shape that I made here. This will take a while, so I'm gonna stop my video for this moment and I'm gonna show you in a few minutes. I wanna show you something about using scissors. You never cut using the edge of the scissors. You use the center of the scissors, the ones that are next to the pivot. The pivot is this center that joins the scissors together. So look, what you do is you open as much as you can your scissors, and then you start closing it, but you never finish closing them. You start moving around and open again and open again and open again. And by doing that, you can make a very precise cut. Having a perfect control of the scissors. And remember, never close them, because you cut with the center of the scissors. That is a common mistake when people use scissors. They tend to use the border and not the center. But if you see, even in these parts that are very tiny, I have perfect control if I use the technique that I'm teaching you right now. You see, guys, I finished cutting out my shapes. As you can see, I tried to do it as carefully as I could. And now I am ready to put them in their place in the new paper that we just folded. Remember the one that was completely empty? Basically, what we're going to do is to try to recreate the scene that you drew here inside here. So what we're going to do is that we are going to paste each element in different places of this paper, and then we are going to attach them also to this part of the paper, so that when you close it, everything is laying down, and when you open it, everything pops out in 3D. So in a few seconds, I'm going to show you how to do that. The first thing that you have to do now is to decorate this. I don't know if you remember that the number 3, the mountains over here, I didn't make them and I didn't cut them because they are part of the background. So now I'm gonna make those mountains here, and I'm gonna make like the ground here, and that's it. I'm just going to do that. So I'm gonna show you in a few seconds the result, and I will talk to you in a few moments. I finished making the decoration of the inside of our diorama. So Remember that this is going to be folded like this. So you are going to be able to see both parts at the same time. And here is where you're going to locate your characters and the elements of your artwork. So for example, I think that I'm gonna place my barn here. I'm gonna place my tractor in another place, and so forth. Remember that when it is closed, everything has to be hidden, and then when you open, everything pops up again, okay? So that's how we're gonna do it. I'm gonna show you in a few seconds. Basically, what I'm gonna do right now is to establish the place where it's going to be set, and paste it onto the base of the paper. That's what I'm gonna do right now. I'm gonna show you in a few seconds the result. So guys, how do you like this? Do you see how everything is standing there? Now, if I don't put my hand, everything collapses, goes down. Maybe because the farmer and the tractor are smaller, they stand with the tape that I put. But to be able to close the card and open it again and have things standing up, I will have to put a little piece of paper between the image and the background. It has to be the same length that there is between every object and the farther part of the card. I'm gonna show you how to do it. This is the work finally finished. Look. So now I put it down, I close it, and when I open it again, everything comes up. Look that what I did was to put some pieces of paper that are the same length between the bottom of the shape and the background of the diorama. So if you see this one of the house, of the barn, is really short compared to the one that there is between the tractor and the barn, because the tractor and the barn are far away, instead the barn and the paper are very close. So this is how you do it, guys. Look, you have a beautiful 3D diorama. If you put it like this, you see that everything pops out, and then when you close it, cheating, it is absolutely flat.